What's up, I'm Jacob Hayes. I'm here at Vital MX. I spent the day out at Paris testing the new 2023 CRF450R. Just getting an overall feel of race spec versus rider spec, trying to get some general settings on the motorcycle, and just an overall feel for the bike so it can help you guys set the thing up. Yeah, we started the day out with just getting the bike set up for me, adjusting the bars, levers, just kind of getting it tailored to how I like the bike set up, and then just went out there and just kind of gave it a good overall feel. We set the sag at 105. The forks were 2.5 mil up in the clamps. Some people start at 5 mil. I started a little bit lower just because I know the characteristics of the Honda are really heavy on the front end, so I kind of wanted to give it a little bit longer front end. So just went out there and felt the bike out, came back in, immediately felt like I wanted to be a little bit up more in the stroke on the front end because you already have that initial dive as you go into the corner, but I wanted a little bit more balanced motorcycle. I didn't feel like as I got into the apex of the corner that the bike felt necessarily balanced. So I wanted to come in immediately. I went 2 clicks stiffer on the forks. I didn't change anything else. I wanted to see what that did, if that gave me that balance feel that I was looking for more in the apex of the corner. It did and it didn't. It helped the dive coming in, but I wasn't so much nervous about that front end dive because I don't know about you guys, I like a little bit of front end bite. That way you can kind of get in your rut, get settled and get out of there. And that's one thing that is really, really good about the Honda is it has a lot of front end bite. But I kind of lost that apex feeling. So I kind of tailored towards more of the rear shock. I thought, okay, the rear shock's a little high, it's a little stiff. Let's try to come out a quarter of a turn on high speed to see if we can kind of get that thing to mellow out. It helped for sure, but I felt like it still wasn't enough. So came back in, did another quarter turn, so now I'm out a half a turn on high speed compression. And that gave it a little bit of that rear end feel that I wanted. It was driving through the apex of the corner and exiting, but it was a little unbalanced. It would set into the corner and then it wanted to lift up. So I was kind of messing with the balance, and I talked with everyone. The Honda guys were super good with helping and giving their feedback on what has worked in the past, what hasn't. So we went faster on the high speed, which helped on the track at Paris today. But if I was on an East Coast track, I think I would have liked slower rebound, because as I came into the corner, I was telling the Honda guys that I was getting a little bit of a dead feeling to where the bike felt a little harsh, and I couldn't tell whether that was a stiff harsh or a soft harsh. So I tried both ways. I tried speeding up the rebound, front and rear 2 clicks, which is small adjustments, but with the fork and the shock on the Honda, the Showa stuff, I think 2 clicks makes a massive difference. So we would only go 2 clicks at a time. I sped it up first and I was like, wow, this actually feels really good. And that's still with stiffening up the forks 2 clicks and then 2 clicks faster on rebound, and then that's a half a turn open on high speed on the shock and then 2 clicks faster. And I was like, this feels pretty good, but I also wanted to see what it felt like with the rebound slower. So I came in, I said, hey, let's just slow that thing down 2 clicks. And there was a lot of places that it was a positive on the track. As I was entering the corner, I liked how it absorbed the bumps a little bit more, but as I sat down into the apex, it had a deflecting feel with the way the track's set up out here on the West Coast. So maybe if you're on the East Coast and it really sucks that bike down, you would want that slower rebound. But for here on the West Coast, a little bit drier track, the high speed being, or the rebound being a little bit faster was better. Again, today we messed with rider sag. I started out at 105. I don't know what most of you guys like, but that's kind of a good middle of the road approach for sag. That motorcycle, with it being a little bit tall in the rear, it tends to ride a little high. So if you're a guy that likes that bike to sag down just a little bit, I wanted to try that today. This is more of a video that what works best for you guys. I'm trying to give you the best feedback that I possibly can. That way you can say, hey, I do like this setting or I don't like this setting. I went to a 107 sag with a quarter turnout on high speed. At the beginning of the day, I said that I came out a half a turn, but when I went down on sag on 107, I didn't want it too low because you want to find balance there. because you want to come out of the corner, be able to be driving down the straightaway along with having good rear end stability. Another thing we tried out today was the mapping. The bike has a lot of different variations on the bike, so I started out with just the standard map just to get a good feel for the bike. Came back in, went for the mellow map just because the Honda hits so aggressive and has such a broad power band that I just really wanted to kind of calm it down a little bit. I felt like it was a little too snappy out of the corners. And then oddly enough, I went to the aggressive map and it kind of mellowed out the power all the way across the power band. Like, yes, it had a little bit more connected feel off the bottom, but it wasn't as aggressive mid to top on the aggressive map. I felt like on the standard, it really had a decent hit, but then like it grew mid to top, to where the aggressive one was a very nice hit, but then it was smoother through the mid and top. That's what I liked about the aggressive map, not because the bike was underpowered, but I felt like it suited the way the motorcycle laid the power down to the ground. If you want a little bit torquey feel, you would go with the aggressive one. But if you like a little bit more linear power, smoother power, then you would want to stay in the standard to mellow map. I wouldn't say I saw a whole great difference between the mellow and the standard map. If you guys like a long power band, the standard definitely had that. But with the aggressive map, if you are in a sandy condition or soft loamy dirt on the East Coast, or if you do like a torquey feel, it has that torquey feel, but it also is smoother throughout the power band. So for guys that do want that torquey feel but like it to pull mid and top, the aggressive map worked the best today. But if you are on dry, slick conditions, the mellow map is the way to go. My overall opinion of the Honda is it's a great performing motorcycle, but it does have a little bit smaller peak performance window versus some of the other bikes. Not saying it's not great. It has a good window, but you have to tailor the motorcycle to your liking, and that is what I was trying to get to today, is figuring out what worked best for me and hopefully helping you guys figure out what works best for you, because once you get that balance right and you get the sag and the fork height where you want it, the motorcycle is a great peak performance bike. It's got a lot of good characteristics. It's super fun to ride. And honestly, that's what we all do this for, is to have a good time riding and feel comfortable riding and go fast. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you liked this video. Hope it helped out. Like and subscribe. See you guys next time.